If you are a fan of Egyptian civilization, you will surely like this video: 10 strange facts about Cleopatra that he did not teach you on the big screens or read about in history books, or perhaps both cases. But it may be difficult to separate historical facts from fiction in the Queen's life as a result of many sayings about her in books and films. We are about to tell the most false sayings about Cleopatra and expand your horizons to see many strange facts about the real strange chapters of her life. But before we throw a look at some of the things that everyone knows, make sure that you subscribe to the channel and like the video. 1. Married Cleopatra, 2 of her younger sisters. Cleopatra was one of the sons of Ptolemy XII and his wife, Cleopatra V, who may have been her father's sister or relative, but the sisters married in this period of time. Their argument was that inbreeding preserved the pure bloodlines at that time, but unfortunately people in the past were not aware of the genetic genes resulting from inbreeding when Cleopatra was 14 years old. Next, Cleopatra worked as a deputy king and crown prince and took all the necessary measures to become the future ruler. After the death of her father, and in order to preserve the rule, the queen had to ask for 18 years to have a partner in rule, which called her to marry her younger brother, Ptolemy XIII, who was then 10 years old. But this not everything, as after his death, which occurred several years later, she married his other brother, Ptolemy XIV. 2 of Julius Caesar's statues in the Temple of Venus when Cleopatra stood next to the Syrians, so the rest of the Romans decided to help her husband or the first brother of the queen to seize the throne, and of course this was before the death of the king and he was among the allies of Julius Caesar the Great at that time. Cleopatra realized that she had to turn things around to his favor. She decided to meet with Caesar and is believed to have wrapped herself in a carpet to meet the general. The queen managed to seduce Julius Caesar and soon became strong allies. The 52-year-old general made dinner to 21-year-old Cleopatra, and despite the age difference between them, they became lovers. In books and films, there is an emotional relationship between them, and researchers confirm that this is just a political partnership only between them. Whatever the case, the Caesar, who was also married, made a statue of Cleopatra in the Temple of Venus, but after the death of Julius Caesar, the statue remained in the temple for 200 years. 3. Absence of Antonio from 1. The invasions to spend more time with Cleopatra. The first meeting between Cleopatra and Mark Antony in the city of Tartus in Turkey was this meeting as the ability of the queen to make a good impression. Cleopatra was aware that the Roman officer considered himself an embodiment of the Greek god Dionysus and was waiting for others to sanctify him, to say the least. That he was arrogant. Smells beautiful around her, which impressed Mark Antony, to be the beginning of a partnership between them. In fact, the general was so intrigued by her that she missed one of the important invasions to spend more time with her. 4. Were not beautiful. What was Cleopatra? Was beautiful or not beautiful? She was the person who embodies her character in the movies, a very beautiful actress, but she may be a legend in the beauty of Cleopatra. An old work was discovered bearing a picture of Cleopatra. Anyway, her contemporaries did not see beauty in her appearance, but in her personality and irresistible attractiveness. I think they were aware of the true meaning of beauty. 5. Cleopatra was not only a ruler, but she was also a mother. While Cleopatra was not, either of her brothers gave birth to children from Julius Caesar, and Mark Antony gave birth to her child Caesarion and gave birth to 3 children from Mark Antony, twin children Cleopatra Selene and Alexander Helos, and named her third child Ptolemy Philadelphus. 6. Cleopatra loved spending a lot of money, and not only on herself. Cleopatra spent about 50% of the kingdom's revenues on beauty and other luxuries, but she was a very efficient ruler and cared for her people. The queen implemented public service programs that made Alexandria a strong, rich and prestigious city. The cause of Cleopatra's death may not be due to her being affected by a snake bite. Do not ask me about that. Cleopatra's death is still a great mystery and a subject of controversy. According to the famous narration, Cleopatra forced a poisonous snake to bite her in the chest, but such painful deaths last for hours, and this contrasts with the fact that she died quickly. Wrote the historian the ancient Leicester Bull that Cleopatra always carried with her a comb dipped in poison, so she may have used it to kill herself. Death by hair. Other historians believe that she drank the mixed poison of several snakes. 8 ***. Cleopatra was able to speak Egyptian Arabic fluently, and this was a very important matter. The queen was one of the members of the Ptolemaic dynasty that ruled Egypt for 300 years. This dynasty warned against Ptolemy I, the Macedonian general during the reign of Alexander the Great, and for this reason Cleopatra's family spoke Greek and also followed the traditions. All the documents of the ruling family were written down in Greek, English and Egyptian Arabic. It is surprising that the Egyptians did not prevent the Greek rule of their country. This may be due to their love for these people more than the previous invaders in any case. Perhaps Cleopatra loved learning the Egyptian Arabic language. Cleopatra was the first in her family to accept the local language, local civilization and ancient customs. For the Egyptian gods, she even managed to convince people that she represents the goddess Isis, that she makes the great Egypt again. 9 ***. The famous Cleopatra used to show a kind of protection. A lot of pictures show the makeup of a special character for the queen. The eyes are heavily lined with black eyeliner. It usually continues to descend on the sides of her face, forming a spiral shape. The New York Times reported that the eyeliner was not only used for cosmetic purposes, but contains 4 substances. It contains lead that he uses to prevent eye infections that were prevalent in ancient Egypt, and the lead was toxic to the bacteria that caused these infections. 2 of her brothers 10 ***. Cleopatra owned a perfume factory and showed the queen's talent in chemistry, and that perfume is a great power to persuade and charm the other party, so she has to take advantage of her full strength. In addition to this, Cleopatra owned a perfume factory. Dead Sea. This place was used as a resort and a beauty salon. Cleopatra kept various recipes for perfumes in her book Genesarum. Unfortunately for us, we lost this book with everyone in it. Knowing about the Alexandria Library fire. You have a bonus. Cleopatra spent a large sum of money to throw a dinner party equivalent to today's $16 million. Cleopatra was the type who could easily spend a huge fortune to prove something. The dinner party is one, and this ancient Roman coin, to make matters clearer, is equivalent to that amount of $16,700,000. Surprisingly, the queen began to eat a simple meal, but when she finished eating, the servant brought her a glass of vinegar. Then she took off one of the pearl earrings she was wearing and removed the gemstone, called that this pearl was the largest in history and a natural artistic painting as well. Well, Queen Cleopatra dropped a piece of pearl into a glass of vinegar and bowed to her as it melted, then drank this cocktail that she prepared herself. From a day to vanish in this solution, and this raises the following question: how effective is the vinegar that was used in ancient Egypt? An added bonus, Cleopatra had a large ship that she used a lot in the Nile to reach many cities and towns that she was not invited to, that is, she was entering them without permission. Hey, wait, if any facts about Cleopatra caught your interest, and which one did you like the most, and do you know something else I did not mention in these facts about Cleopatra? Please tell us in the comments. If you love fun and strange facts, press the like button, and therefore you should subscribe to the channel. We have many entertainment videos similar to this, and these are in the secrets of the pharaohs. We will see you later.